Hello, everyone. I'm super excited today to come with an introduction. And also, I would say that we will right away dive into a beautiful offering Mandy brings to us and the community. I'm right now sitting in Bali and Mandy's in Cape Town. So we had a little pre-chat and it's already like I feel both of our energies are bubbling and we are really excited to come together in this interview. And I'm really grateful, Mandy, that you found your way to LAULIMA and that I'm able to hear a bit more and share a bit more with the community about what you're going to offer and what your journey was and everything. So welcome to this interview.
Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you for inviting me to share.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I just said I haven't done an interview for a while because LAULIMA has also shifted a little bit and we're getting a bit more closer approach to the singular participants and offerings. And it's just beautiful what's unfolding. So I really feel that your offering is coming to the exact right time. And I'm really grateful that you're going to share a little bit about that also in just a few minutes. But maybe we start with you. So the first question is always like, who is Mandy? Do you want to share a little bit about who you are and how your journey has unfolded so far? So where you landed today is probably because you went through your own journey. So yeah, just the floor is open for you.
Thank you. Sure. So my journey has been, as all of ours, just a continuous unfolding and very much an awakening. So I feel like I'm in a very much a second incarnation of my life. I started in the art world and worked as an art consultant and a curator for many years, for 16 years. And throughout that time was very much on a spiritual journey, always seeking, exploring and asking lots and lots of questions. I started meditating when I was about 14. So I've had many decades now of actually being in practice. But on reflection in my place that I'm at now, realizing that I think I slept through so many of those meditations. And it was basically probably in my time, we lived in the UK for 8 years and started to really wake up to what was happening in and around the world and realizing that as much as I loved the work that I was doing, I felt I had a greater purpose. I was really going very much deeply within myself as to what is it, but whatever it was, I didn't know, but that feeling of I want to be part of facilitating positive change in this world one way or another. I do actually love people. I love life. I'm very passionate about life. And I have this very strong core belief in every single cell of my body that we all have this capacity to thrive. I really believe that. I believe it in every single way. And so that sort of became my pursuit. And I started exploring and basically had to, at some point, as one has to when one makes big changes, is you jump into the abyss, you know, that nothing, you don't actually know what you're going into, but you know that you have to let go and move into this open field. And that's when my journey really began, which was just over a decade ago. And we moved back. Well, it wasn't that we left South Africa, but we returned to South Africa with 2 young children. And through this journey, what started to download, what has become HumanWaking. So that's the company that I formed, HumanWaking, and it was has been very much inspired as a space that is continuously growing and unfolding to support people in waking up to all of who they are. It's about empowering people, inspiring and activating people into positive change. And with this core understanding that it all begins with ourselves. There is nobody else really. So this has been my journey, and I invite people to come in and it's not aspirational. It's about being inspirational, that each person has their own journey, their own story, and to honor that and to allow yourself to be all of who you are meant to be. So part of this journey has been food. I'm very passionate about food, and we all do eat 3 times a day. And as this evolved into certifying as a nutritional health coach and working with people around their health from a nutritional point of view, it's sort of all started, the dots start coming together, and it's, of course, it's all about energy, isn't it? So
Yeah.
food is the one tangible energy we can relate to. We can all talk about food. It doesn't matter how small or old or who you are, we can all connect to energy through food. And so that's been really a facilitator in the work that I do, which is very much more transformational work. And then the circle sort of starts moving back to meditation, and something that I have continued to do throughout my life, but picked it up more seriously and went on Vipassana, which is the 10-day silent retreat, and have done all different kinds of workshops and processes, from walking and sleeping and visualization and mantra and transcendental and all the different, I mean, there's so many wonderful ways. All of them are actually to access that still space within. That's what it's all about. And also getting through a lot of the myths around meditation, because of course, everyone thinks, well, I can't meditate, I can't stop thinking. But in fact, all you are doing is becoming the observer of yourself. And if that observer in that moment is a very busy mind, so it is. And then you get to observe and to, in such a beautiful way, step out of judgment. You know, a lot of these certain very tight holds that we have on ourselves, we project out into the world, and a couple of them that we're with a lot in meditation, in stillness, is judgment. This relationship to how we judge ourselves, we judge the world and other people, and our attachments to how things should or shouldn't be, the expectations. So this has just been the most, I mean, I continue to do so much work on myself. I have many teachers, and I imagine I always will, but meditation certainly has been by far the most powerful tool that I've been able to access, so that I can be more of myself. And so that's really what has brought me to bring in something that I can share.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh my God, I could really extend this conversation, because we didn't really chat a lot about our own journeys before, for so many, many hours, probably because we share a lot of passion about the same thing. So I have also been involved in food for the last, I would say, almost 10 years, because I was asked coordinate food stalls on big festivals in Europe. So I was doing that for many years and feeding like 500,000 people a year. And it's just also for me, like such a medium, a core medium, how to bring awareness to people what they're actually feeding themselves with, like literally. And to work with that and use food as a way to inspire people and bring consciousness. I love that. And also what you shared about your kind of purpose or core passion, to support people on their own journey, and to be of service, how to inspire them to understand that everything is fine, that they are perfect as they are, and still also we have this inner longing to evolve and to create something else for ourselves. So there's this constant emergence in a way, which I also love to hear from your experiences and how you show up for others now. It's really beautiful to see. So thank you for arriving here. It's really great. LAULIMA has a similar vision, to also offer different ways for people to, what I say, enjoy your human journey, and in that heal and evolve, because I also truly believe I was very much involved in social impact and regenerative impact organizations and innovations for the last 20 years. And I always came back to the point that it all starts within the human, that like when we do not build capacity to evolve and transform as a human, then all these beautiful technologies and new things will not help, because we will then fall into the trap again and again of the same patterns, right? So yeah, I really love how that's aligned and how that's coming together. So it's a beautiful synchronicity, let's put it that way.
Really is. Yeah, there's a lot of synchronicity. That's amazing. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, thank you so much. But I would really love for
Mm.
our listeners, especially, go to your beautiful offering, the 21 Presents that's coming up in a few weeks. And we want to promote also now, starting to promote it on LAULIMA. And yeah, I'm super excited to hear a bit more of it. You shared a little bit with me, but also how did it start? Like, what were your experiences? What is it going to be this year? And what's your vision for it? So maybe you also take a few minutes to elaborate on that for us.
Okay, great. Thanks, Danny. So it's so funny because it really literally landed like, this is something I've got to share. We've got to do this all together. Let's do it 21 days. And particularly because I had also experience doing twice a day, which is quite different. I mean, you have a full spectrum of people who say they never meditate, people who say they can't or they're nervous, so it's not for them, people who do very occasionally or very rarely or have dabbled. And then you go moving up the line to people who are more committed and have a practice. But very few people do it twice a day. It's quite a different experience. And surprisingly, by doing it in the morning, which is always the ideal time to meditate, because you rise, you bring yourself, you root yourself into your day, which is part of what I'll explain as a name. And then you bring yourself fully into your day. And towards the end of the day, it's not the end of your day, in fact. And often we're exhausted and we just don't have anything left. And instead of meditation being something to use to fall asleep, in fact, it actually activates you and gives you energy. So having that second meditation gives you a whole new dimension to your day. And unfortunately, with this particular thing, you cannot talk about it. You have to experience it. But that was the inspiration, was to do this twice a day. So the first one was called 21 Day Meditation Challenge. Then on the second event, I said, hang on a second, we're all far too challenged. We need to have a commitment. This is a commitment to ourselves. And so I dropped the challenge. And then it moved into 21 Day Presence Practice, which was inspired by a lot of work that I'd been doing last year with Eckhart Tolle. And then I dropped the practice, and it's now become 21 Day Presence, because we're all trying to practice too much to be something or be better. And we just need to arrive. That's all. And halfway there, we're halfway there when we just sit on the mat or sit in the chair, close eyes. So the difference between doing this and anything else is that the idea was to collaborate. It was around bringing various practitioners from around the world together who have all these beautiful different modalities to be able to support us in stepping into that still space within. And from that still space, we access presence. It's more an accessing of presence. And we live in a very, very noisy world, and it's only going to get more noisy and extremely fractured energy. And that's what I'm observing and seeing around me. And I know that meditation, which is thousands of years old, is truly, for me, it is the most powerful tool in which to be able to become grounded and centered, to be able to be more responsive and less reactive, to be more clear-headed and inspired. And there's so many benefits, and there's so much science behind this as well. You know, there's a lot of grounded, good, solid science around the practice of meditation. And so for the 21 days, we step into these different experiences, but not as entertainment. It's not, so I don't really I don't give an itinerary of who's going to be guiding, so people can pick and choose. Because although you are having this very rich experience of being guided from shamanic meditations, visualizations, breath work, primordial sound, mantra meditation, there'll be an array of different experiences, and guided by different practitioners from Germany, there's India, there's South America, South Africa. So there's different beautiful voices, and with so much rich experience and ability to hold, you're always arriving for yourself. You know, you're here for you. And that's what we'll try and hopefully message into the group. And you've got accountability partners. So what I have come to learn is that although we're online and a lot of people go, oh, I can't do another online thing, is this is our world, you know, this brings us together. It's such an incredible time to live in a world where we can actually connect like this. And my realization through technology actually has been that that it is different when you're in a room. Like if you're sitting in a live room, you walk into a room and you feel the energy. It's something we're familiar with. So we're having to re-educate, and we're almost upgrading our own technology, our inner technology, to be more perceptive in a way. We are becoming far more perceptive to the energies of other people who aren't in the same room. But we're connected through a sacred container, which is what we create in these 21 days. It's a real, it is a very much a real container, despite us being in all parts of the world, and the people who will participate come from all over. And of course, most people don't want to show their faces, but the energy of each and every single person who participates is in the container.
Yeah.
And that's special. It's something quite different to, and then you have the option for recordings, but the encouragement is to come and join and participate as much as you can. So sorry, just to say to you, the last thing is that initially it was very much like, come for twice a day, you know, really push. And I've just sort of surrendered that as well, so that the space is there to hold you for twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 42 opportunities if you were to come Monday to Sunday, and the times vary on the weekend, but they set times in the morning, a set time in the afternoon, and the weekend has a set time. And you are going to immerse yourself into 3 weeks, which of course they say it takes 3 weeks to change a habit. So it's a real gift you're actually giving yourself to experience yourself in not the meditations, but as a result of doing them. That's kind of key for everybody to know, is you don't sit down and have a good or a bad meditation. You simply become a beneficiary as a result of doing the sessions.
Yeah, what you just shared is so beautiful, because that was one of the reasons why I kind of hooked on immediately, because I felt, okay, that's a beautiful opportunity for everyone who ever, you know, wanted to start meditating, or maybe has started and felt off again a little bit. And now we are in this really amazing new time. You know, we just had the solar eclipse. We all know that something is changing already in our energy field, in the consciousness, and we're also facing a lot of very complex crises in the world. So we really need to look into how can we regulate our nervous system, how can we show up for ourselves in these crazy times. And that's why I love, first of all, having the space of whether it's meditation or other practices to go to, but also what you just shared, you know, this like not but end, this committed container of, even if I miss a session, I know I can listen to the recording, but I am part of this energetic field to show up for myself. I love that you just shared there's an accountability partner as well. But even if it's just for myself, you know, that I give the best I can during these weeks to explore something and maybe establish a habit, which I'm then coming back to later as well, you know. So it's not finishing after 20 days, it's 21 days. It's really a continuous practice then that shows up for me and comes and visits me again in my memory, saying like, oh, it was so beautiful the other days, let's just continue in some way, you know. So I really love like I can see how much thought you have given all of that, because I can feel the richness of it, you know, in all the different dimensions, whether it's about the different practitioners, it's about the different intentions, but it's also meeting everyone's needs where we are right now. And I think those are the new formats that are best accessible for people in these times, because we all have our life to live, right? And it's already, as you also shared in the beginning, difficult enough, but these golden nuggets are the ones that are then supporting us to thrive in our life. So I love it already. Thank you.
And you know, it's so easy to do nothing in one's life. It's so much easier. And in fact, there's so many distractions to entice us into just lying on the couch and watching Netflix, or, you know, timing out. And so this is where sort of it's quite an active act. The act is saying yes. It's almost a yes. And then when you've said yes, you're being held.
Yeah.
You're going to meet others every single morning. You're not on your own. You're not having to sort of, when you have to pull yourself up to get up to the cushion, you know that you're meeting people, which is also so lovely. I had one of the participants last year, which is such a lovely thing to share, said at the end of the 21 days last year, he said, I have always known that I could really despise people I don't know. But I mean, people I know, but I never knew that I could love people I didn't.
Beautiful.
And it was so beautiful. And there's been so many radical, life-changing experiences people have had off the back of just participating in this, which is why it inspires me to keep going. Yeah, and to do it again. And we'll do it in October as well.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this. I think what I don't want to make this too long. Maybe we have to do another podcast at another time for a specific topic. I'm curious to see what will come out there. Just to introduce this, people will find the offering on LAULIMA. You just shared, you will not say which is the schedule, but you might share who are the practitioners. So we will put information together where people can then sign up. But do you want to share the dates maybe already?
Yes, please. It's the 1st to the 21st of May. So that's the 1st to the 21st of May. And registration is open now, and there is an early bird registration till the 18th of April.
Yeah, great. We're going to put that all on the platform. So that's amazing. I'm really excited. So I'm going to book right away. I hope that I will have many accountability partners from my circles, the smaller or bigger circles, and see how we can do this together. I will be back in Europe at that time. I'm just flying in, I guess, in the 1st. So it's going to be an amazing time for me to, after the wild ride of the last few weeks in Mauritius, South Africa, and now Bali, to come back to a little bit more of a practice of also stillness and reflection. I can see that for many people, it might be the same after now, you know, the solar eclipse and Mercury retrograde and what we are all going through. So the Southern Hemisphere going into winter, I think it's also a perfect time to start this, because then many people are getting into that habit of, you know, finding themselves better. And so I love this at this time. Thank you for offering. And yeah, I think that we're going to talk again. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me the space to share. And I so look forward to connecting with you at the 21-day presence as well.
Yes, I will definitely be there. Great. Have an amazing day, and goodbye, everyone else. We are always keen to get your feedback. If you want to give us a comment, also leave it under the recording. Otherwise, we will let you know more on our channels very soon. Thank you for joining in. Bye, everyone. Bye.